Confident International. And we await the green flag at the back of the grid to be waved. And then the sign will go up. It does. Engage gears. Revs go up. Watch the lights. Watch the lights. Forward a jump from number 100. Number 100 is raised. Look in the middle, but let's head down. Who's got a whole shot? Chris Kinley.
Oh, that's the scariest thing ever when somebody gets stopped. Leader is number 5 for 36. Dominic Herbertson there, and of course Jamie Cowan in there too, and number 2 Maiko. So 4 of them break away in the front, Tim.
Could you just give those names again? All we heard was noise, Chris.
Number 5 Oversby, 36 in there, and also number 2, and we also had, missed the last one, so 2, 5 and 36 were on the front there, Tim.
Well, yes, frightening moment for number 100 Heffin Owen on the K4 Honda, because he just got a jump start and he stalled it and he just raised his hand in the air and I think was just praying that everyone else was going to get round him. And great professionalism from the other riders as nobody clattered into him because he was there on row 2. So an awful lot of machinery had to safely navigate a stationary rider and machine on the grid. So well done there to everybody. But the hand was straight up and clearly indicated. But I'm sure he had his heart in his mouth there, sitting on board the K4 Honda, the Chester rider Heffin Owen. But everyone's safely away, and as we say, a year ago it was Dominic Herbertson, Alan Oversby and Steve Ferguson who were on the podium, and well, a couple of them are featuring once again here, and there was 1.4 seconds between the top 3. An absolute cracker of a race. Let's hope we get the same over the 8 laps ahead. 34 miles. Let's head out to Roy at Cross Four Ways.
The noise is incredible. Somebody's ahead, though. It's a blue helmet, I would think, coming down towards us here at Cross Four Ways, and it's Jamie Coward who heads from number 5 in second place. Alan Oversby, then Dominic Herbertson, and then Mike Hose. There's Chris McGann and Bill Swallows up there. 41, 6, 4. Barry Davidson on the outside. 21. There's Will Loader. 51 goes through as well. Keith Shannon, and then 65, 39, 66, 59, 18. We just missed one, 74, but they're all safely round. 50, 73 and 85, but no doubting the race leader here at Cross Four Ways. Jamie Coward from them in second place. Number 5, Alan Oversby. Within third place, number 11, Dominic Herbertson. Fourth for number 2, Mike Hose. And fifth for number 45, I think we got him through, Edward Manley. And then in sixth place, number 9, Chris McGann. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, we're peering up towards the bridge, and machines, and a few of them as well. A cluster of machines sighted on the bridge. They'll be coming over the rise in a moment. Who's got the lead? 2 machines emerge side by side as they cross the line here. Oh my goodness, what action that was. Alan Oversby, though, has just got in front by 0.001 of a second. Oversby, number 5, leads number 36, Jamie Coward, by the width of a piece of paper. Third is number 11, Dominic Herbertson. Fourth, number 2, and arm up, retiring there. Crossing the line was number 4, Barry Davison, the Ballymena rider, just on the left-hand side of the road, indicating. Let's listen to a few through. Noise is incredible. But it was Alan Oversby who just got himself to the front. 0.001. 26 riders have made it through. 36, Jamie Coward in second. Third, number 11, Dominic Herbertson. Fourth, number 2, Mike Hose. Fifth, number 45, Edward Manley. Sixth, number 9, Chris McGann. Seventh, number 86, Bill Swallow in the distinctive red helmet. Eighth, number 41, Ben Ray. Ninth, number 6, Stephen Elliott. 10th, number 88, and that's Julian Tillotson. 11th was number 21, Will Loader. And in 12th, number 51, Keith Shannon. We've got a humdinger by the look of it. Roy Moore at Cross Four Ways.
Who will it be first to crest the rise, or will they be together like they were at the start and finish with just a fraction between them? You can hear them. There's somebody just got ahead. It looks as though Jamie Coward is back in the lead here, but don't take my word for it at the moment. But it says correct. It's Jamie Coward now from number 5. Down through the box he goes, Alan Oversby, and third Dominic Herbertson. Then it's number 2, Mike Hose, who was holding on to that 4th place. Very good ride there by number 45, Edward Manley. Then it's Bill Swallow. Then it's Chris McGaughan. Then it's 41 and 6. Number 6 there being Stephen Elliott, and 41, Ben Ray. So those are your top liners. Then a bit of a distance before 21. Loader goes through, and then it's number 51 tipping it into cross 4 ways, Keith Shannon. 66 on the inside, gets ahead there off the next rider, but we just didn't quite get the number. 13 and 18, but it is Jamie Coward who leads. 34, 68-12, but they will be on the bridge. Tim?
Yes, so looking up to see riders as 2 machines, 3 machines go over the railway bridge and make that right turn. 3 machines emerge, but one's got ahead. It is Jamie Coward, 36.5. And 11, hopefully we'll get the misfire out of the voice. Number 2, Mike Hose is through. Bill Swallow has moved up to 6th, number 86. Just behind number 45, Edward Manley, who's in 5th. Chris McGaughan is in 7th. Number 9. 8th, Stephen Elliott. 9th, 41, Ben Ray. And in 10th place, number 88, Julian Tillotson. Great battle there between Terence Sampson in 13th and 14th, Sam Kincaid. But the lead is 1.1 seconds for Jamie Coward, number 36, over number 5, Alan Oversby. Half a second back is number 11, Dominic Herbertson. And they're around 7 seconds then ahead of in 4th, number 2, Mike Hose. 5th, 45, Edward Manley. 6th, and moving up, number 86, Bill Swallow. But what a battle we've got between Coward, Oversby and Herbertson for the lead. But Jamie Coward it is that leads at the end of lap 2. At the end of lap 1, it was Alan Oversby by the narrowest of margins. Let's go to Roy across 4 ways.
Let's see if we can pick them out this time as they come towards us here. And certainly it's they're not far away. They're in the dip and they're coming out through. They'll be cresting that hill very, very shortly indeed. It looks as though Jamie Coward is about the same distance as he was on the previous lap. And he's just the sound of the Honda coming in. They're not hanging about at all, but he's not far away. Number 5, Alan Oversby, and then Dominic Herbertson. Had terrible trouble with a couple of years back getting that Davis Motorsport machine even on the circuit, but he knows how to ride it now, as there is number 2, Mike Hose, going through. So no change. Jamie Coward, followed by Alan Oversby, followed by Dominic Herbertson. There's Bill Swallow ahead of number 45, Edward Manley now. And then 41 and 6, they're safely through. Stephen Elliott, and 41, Ben Ray, completing our top 10 here at Cross 4 Ways. The one we didn't get in there, we think, was Chris McGaughan, and 45, Bill Swallow. Yeah, Bill Swallow holding on to that 6th place here at 5th place at Cross 4 Ways. Number 51 is here with us now. He's safely through. Keith Shannon as well. And another Scutch comes through, but they'll be on the bridge, Tim.
Yeah, Scutch is a large group for those that aren't purveyors of Manx. 2 machines emerge. Who's got the lead? It is 36 still ahead of number 5, and they've made a bit of a break. No sign of number 11, Dominic Herbertson, but it's under a second the advantage that Coward has over Oversby, 0.8, as the 3rd machine comes into view now, and that is number 2, Mike Hose. So Dominic Herbertson has not made it to the end of lap 3, 86.45. And retiring is number 9, and that is Chris McGaughan. 41 and 6 across the line. So Jamie Coward, number 36, leads. And it is 90.782 miles per hour for Alan Oversby. And that is a new lap record in the junior race. So Dominic Herbertson missing. The phone is ringing, but nobody's answering it. I can't. I'm on the air. Mike Hodes then is up into third, up into fourth, and up from sixth is number 86, Bill Swallow. Fifth, number 45, Edward Manley. Sixth, number 9, Chris McGann. Seventh, number 41, Ben Ray. Eighth, number 6, Stephen Elliott. But it's Coward by 0.8 of a second who leads Oversby. Let's go to cross four ways. Roy Moore.
Yes, I think we'll have to get a new commentator in. There's a bit of a misfire there, Tim. I can hear that coming on. Bit of a struggle. Really feel for you on that particular occasion. I remember Morris Maudsley, who remember with affection getting involved, but it's very close here across four ways. I think it's Jamie Cowart, but only just, because right behind him now is number 5. They're virtually together. Alan Oversby right behind him. We won't be expecting Dominic Herbertson to come down through now, because we know that he is a retirement just going away from us here at Cross Four Ways, somewhere between here. So the third man coming towards us now, he's virtually the length of the straight plus. The boys are going through Church Bends, and into Cross Four Ways comes number 2, Mike Hurls, but holding on to that leaderboard position in third place. That puts Bill Swallow, number 86, up into fourth, and Edward Manley now, number 45, into that fifth position. The boys are having a battle for sixth. It's 41 who's just holding at the moment, Ben Ray from number Stephen Elliott, as they come through, but then it is number 88. 88 is safely through with us as well, Julian Tillotson, and certainly that is the case, but a real battle at the front between those two. What will it be on this lap, Tim?
Well, we're hoping the misfire has been cured. Hopefully it's two machines together across the line. They're almost touching, and it's 5, Alan Oversby, who's got ahead of number 36, Jamie Coward, 0.060, and another lap record, 90.947 miles per hour, 2 minutes 48.230, a lap record from Alan Oversby for this race. Fantastic drama and entertainment, and we're only halfway through this Friends Provident International Junior. There's number 2, Mike Hose, through in third. 86, Bill Swallow, having a magnificent ride in fourth. 45 is through. 45 is Edward Manley. 6 through as well, Stephen Elliott. He's moved up the pecking order. Retirement for number 41, Ben Ray. Got the left leg out and just touring past. So number 88, Julian Tillotson, will move into 7th position, although 8th as they officially cross the line. Number 21 is through, Will Loader. He's moving up the order too. And in 10th place, we will now find out who it is. As coming into view is number 51. And that number 51 has just gone through is Keith Shannon on the Drixton Honda. But it's Alan Oversby, and they were almost, listen to this. 4 machines together there. 39, 13, 18 and 59, but it's Oversby with that new lap record, but he's only, nothing really ahead of Jamie Coward. Cross four ways, Roy Moore.
Yeah, and I think there's nothing between them as they approach us here now. Who's going to give way into cross four ways? It's Jamie Coward who's got the lead back at cross four ways. Number 36 on the Craven Racing Machine, and round he goes, but he's ahead now of number 5, Alan Oversby, but only just. They were virtually together coming into Maggie's Cottage, so that is going to go right to the end. But the yellow flag is being waved here for something, a yellow flag on the approach. But certainly that is the case. There's nothing happening down anywhere around cross four ways. But the yellow flag, probably a stationary machine, I would think, further up the circuit. This will be the third place man now into cross four ways, and it is. It's number 2, Mike Hose, and he acknowledges that. And Bill Swallow, with all his racing experience, does exactly the same. 86, 43, Edward Manley. That's 5th place for him. And then Stephen Elliott, number 6. Appropriately enough in 6th place here through cross four ways, but the leaders battle for the bleed should be at you, Tim.
Yeah, we're looking up the railway line to the bridge, but a machine emerges over the hill, and it is on its own. Number 36, Jamie Coward. So he is pulled ahead of number 5, Alan Oversby. Alan Oversby as appears to be missing between here, cross four ways, and here. There's a green flag being displayed at the top of the hill, but that's normal. But no Alan Oversby. Jamie Coward, Oversby, we're believing his retirement at Cross Four Ways. The retirement at Cross Four Ways, just after it will be from the commentary box, well, the commentary wheelie bin position of Roy Moore. So the new man in second place is number 2. That is Mike Hose. But third place, Bill Swallow, is closing on Mike Hose, I would suggest. In fourth, it's Edward Manley. And 6, Stephen Elliott through in 5th. So it looks as if Herbertson is a retirement just after Cross Four Ways. And certainly a move was being put on there between the two of them as Julian Tillotson goes through in 6th position, number 88. But Jamie Coward is 39.3 seconds ahead now of, in second place, number 2, Mike Hose. And Jamie Coward, quickest for him, 90.945 on that last lap. Let's go out to Cross Four Ways and Roy Moore.
Yeah, Alan Oversby perfectly okay. He's across the road here talking to the marshals now. The flag is still being waved. I would suggest that's probably because the bike is packed up and it's probably leaning against the hedge on the left-hand side on the exit. Somebody giving Jamie Coward a long sign, which means that he's miles ahead, and he certainly is now. But as they went through on that previous lap, it was very, very close indeed. But between Cross Four Ways and Church Bends, machine, I think, for Alan Oversby, and certainly, but absolutely perfectly okay. And they're just talking to the travelling marshal across the road now. So Jamie Coward is through. What kind of distance is this going to be? Because the second place machine is not in view as yet. Lap number 6 it is here across Four Ways, and Jamie Coward, well, he's probably got well, incredible lead now. The second machine is just coming towards us now. Second and third, there's a good battle on between them two with the retirement. So second place now to Mike Hose and then Bill Swallow. What an effort that would be if he could maintain that third place and get on the podium as they go through. And Edward Manley is fourth, but the race leader will be with you, Tim.
Yes, thank you, Roy. Real shame, of course, for Alan Oversby, but here's our leader, completing 6 of the 8 laps, and it is Jamie Coward, and he's the proverbial country mile ahead. And what a win this will be for him here at the Blackford's Pre-TT Classic Races. Already, Jamie Coward has 8 wins, level with his dad, Paul Coward. So move ahead and join Eddie Wright on 9 if he can get that bike home, the number 36 bike, the Craven Honda. So the Hepton Bridge rider, Jamie Coward it is, that leads, and still no other machine in view. You can see machines crossing the bridge, though. They will come over the crest of the hill very shortly, but no point in having the time watch going here because he's miles ahead. But this is a battle. Number 2, an 86, and there's only, less than half a second between Mike Hose and Bill Swallow. So that is going to be a battle royale. 45 and Edward Manley across the line, as is number 6, Stephen Elliott. They're in 4th and 5th places, respectively. Well, if Jamie Coward can get that bike home, we know who's going to win, but we're not sure the order of who's going to be on the podium with him. Will it be Mike Hose, who's currently in 2nd, but he's being closed down by number 86, Bill Swallow, as 88, Julian Tillotson goes through. Jamie Coward is 46.4 seconds ahead. Let's go out to Roy Moore, Cross Four Ways.
Yes, that will be the case. The lower order riders will come into view on an 8-lap race, I would suggest, but certainly you can kind of back it a little bit as number 37 comes in here now. Let's give him a mention. That's Mark Purslow, again, immaculately prepared. I think he was leading a Manx Grand Prix and fell off at the gooseneck, if my memory serves me right. But there is the race leader, and probably be well aware now that he's miles, proverbial miles ahead. The signalling station's there just on the exit from Castletown Corner. As 85 as well, Andy Kildare, and certainly 73, there's Vic Haskell, certainly going round and getting that late start, but giving it a mention here across Four Ways as we wait for the second place man to be with us, and certainly that battle that's going on for 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. centres on the interest in this race, because Jamie Coward will be through Stadium, I would think. It won't be long now before he will be on the bridge, but certainly the second and third place men not as yet at Cross Four Ways, but they are together. They're absolutely together here to Cross Four Ways. Let's just take these through to see who it is. Is it Bill Swallow? It is. It's Bill Swallow up to second from Mike Hose. So whether there's a problem for Mike Hose or not, but that's the case. Over to you, Tim.
Well, that is going to be some battle between those two experienced riders, but 37 across the line. Here's our race leader, one number down, 36. Last lap flag is being shown to Jamie Coward, the yellow flag with the black diagonal cross. A welcome sight that will be, but he'll be preferring to see the next flag as he crosses the start-finish line, the checkered flag. So is it going to be number 86, Bill Swallow, or is it going to be Mike Hose that crossed the line in second place? So we're going to be having them close together as number 86, that was, I think, not 86, 83, 85 it was across the line. Just looked up at the last minute, just didn't quite catch the number. Two bikes, though, have been spotted on the bridge, and they'll be making that right-hand turn. Will one of them be making a move? They both emerge together. Just one just slightly behind. It is number 2, but making a move on him is Bill Swallow. Was making a move, and he just got ahead as they crossed the line. So it's 86 Bill Swallow, and there's 0.005 between them. So Bill Swallow just fractionally ahead of number 2, Mike Hose, as they crossed the line. It was Hose that was in front, but in the slipstream was Bill Swallow, and he just used that to get in front as they crossed the line. Fourth across the line already is number 6, Stephen Elliott, and in fifth, number 45, Edward Manley. Just time to take 88, Julian Tillotson across, but great last lap drama for second and third. Roy Moore, Cross Four Ways.
Yeah, number 68, certainly Christopher Morgan, and number 80 is through. We're just trying to get number 80 on our programme. 63 is here with us now, but we're waiting for the race leader. That's Ian Thompson. But 36 is the race leader. It's Jamie Coward by the proverbial mile. I don't know whether we can hang on. We don't want to get a situation where we don't get the winner over the line. But certainly on our timing, it's going to be very, very tight indeed, because Jamie Coward now will be away from Cross Four Ways. Will be taking the right-hander and the left-hand sweep that goes through Church Bends, and then away from Church Bends. And at Church Bends, remember a former winner down here of the Southern 100, Derek Ennett, who's got a memorial bench down there. Then he'll go down through Great Meadow. This is not one of the ones we're looking for, but certainly it is number 85. That is Andy Kildare, so that was an indication. It's about the same as before. We might just be able to tell you as they come out of the dip at Billown who's ahead. It's Bill Swallow who's ahead, but we don't want to miss the race win for Jamie Coward. Over to you, Tim.
Yep, machine emerges over the crest, and is it our race winner? It's 68 across the line, 50 crosses the line, and surely the next machine interview is number 36. Jamie Coward just sits up and nods as he crosses the line to claim a 9th victory here at the Colas Billown course at the Blackford's pre-TT Classic meeting. Across the line there is number 37, that's Mark Purslow, but he was 51.4 seconds ahead as he can hear is making his way into the winner's enclosure. But we want to see who's going to finish in second and third and what order of steps they're on that podium. Is it going to be number 86, Bill Swallow, or number 2, Mike Hose? And we put our eyes up the road. Another machine emerges, but this is number 85 across the line. That's Andy Kildare. But two machines behind the back marker here. And it could, oh my goodness, it's going to be 86. It is Bill Swallow who's in second, with number 2, Mike Hose, in third. Let's join Chris Kinley with our race winner, Jamie Coward.
Yeah, 9 wins around the Billown circuit now in the classic races anyway. And I'm gonna test his memory here. Who won this race in 2002?
Probably my dad.
Correct. That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah. It's really tough. We've been coming with the TED K4 for a few years now, and it's we've always had little problems, but I'm this made up for him because it's one we haven't won yet, and it's just it'll just make his day, you know, and John obviously as well. So just massive thanks to the team. It's been absolutely faultless.
You and Alan, what a race again.
Yeah, it was great, to be honest. I thought I'd chuck him off on one lap. I looked behind him and he'd gone, but then he closed the gap back in, and I knew we were there and thereabouts. The little K4 had the legs in the straights, and he had a good drive out the corner, so unfortunately he slipped off for the spectator. I think he's all right. I hope he's all right anyway. So. But it's, like I said, a bit of a shame for the spectators. They didn't get to see a bit of a Royal Rumble in the last few laps, but yeah, I'm just made up.
You and Alan swapping lap records too.
Oh, were they under lap record? Have I got it?
No, he was 90.947. You were 90.945.
So have I got it?
No, 0.02 of a second.
I don't believe it.
Next year.
Maybe next year, yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
Cheers, buddy. Cheers. And Bill Swallow was second place. Alan's got third. And well, I don't know how many podiums it is, Tim. You'll have the info there. And let's have a chat with this young man. Still life in the old dog yet, isn't it, Bill?
Well, I was way down on the grid. I got a pretty poor practice, and I thought I was about 6th there. Then I saw this bike in front. It was Mike, and I caught him up. I thought, give it a go. He's quicker than me around the slow bits.
Yours definitely had the legs, didn't it?
My bike had the legs, yeah, and he was missing gears. But the handling went off on this. It was throwing me off, throwing me around all over the place. But anyway, we got there.
Another podium here. Do you know how many that is?
I am amazed. I have no idea.
There's lots. There's too many to count, but well done.
Yeah, right.
Thanks, Bill. Cheers. Thank you very much. Cheers. And Mike, well done again.
Thanks. That was a cracker, that. It's the only person I'd ever go through Billown to abreast with this Bill. And I didn't think I'd wanted to, but it was quite enjoyable.
Did you know he was coming?
Yeah, you could see him, yeah. I was having a little bit of trouble selecting the gears. And he had a little bit more top end, but I had more drive out the corners, so I think he just sat and waited. Fox.
He was drafting past you. You were just ahead going across the start, and he was just getting you here every lap, wasn't he?
Yeah, he had it planned, didn't he?
There's no substitute for experience. You can't get much more experience than that. 2 abreast through Billown dip.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
I don't think I do it on the faster bike, but the 350s were all right. Yeah.
Well done, Mike.
Thank you.
Cheers, boys. Thank you very much. Cheers. Get the photographs done. Excellent. And we've got Richard Watterson from Friends Provident International who's going to do the presentation for us. We'll get straight on with that. The bikes are up onto the the little gantry thing that we have here. So I think we are ready to go. Philip, are we ready to go, Phil? Richard, ready to rot on the family too, that's good. Ladies and gentlemen, in third place, number 2, Mike Hose. Well done to Mike. Gives Jamie Coward a big handshake, and also a handshake for Bill. Well done to him. Second place, number 86, another podium around the Billown circuit to add to his many wins for Bill Swallow. Came from a long way back to get that second place, and now 9 wins around the Billown circuit and a first win in the Junior Classic for Jamie Coward. Gets the laurel sash over the neck, the little one will sat on the tank. Gets a lovely little bit of jewellery as well, and the Forage and Vintners champagne will be given to him. So third place, Mike Hose, second place, Bill Swallow, and your race winner is Jamie Coward in the Friends Provident International Junior Classic. Well done to the first 3. Getting good cheers here, and we'll head back to you, Tim, to set up the next race.
Yeah, I can't go a little bit further down than that because I can tell you in 4th was number 6, Stephen Elliott. 5th was number 45, that's Edward Manley. 6th was number 88, and 88 is Julian Tillotson. 7th was number 21, and 21 is Will Loader. But good to hear Alan Oversby fine after sliding off at the Exeter Cross 4 ways, and what a pity that we didn't have them and Dominic Herbertson in the mix, but what a battle we had between the 2 real experienced men in 2nd and 3rd in Bill Swallow and Mike Hose. But let's move on because the 700 organisers will. Race 4 in the programme on pages 36 and 37 is the AD Hewitt Dental Practice 850cc classic race. And you'll see yellow plates and white plates. The yellow plates are up to 500cc, and the white plates are above, up to the 850cc. 8 laps ahead of us again, 34 miles and a full grid. So we'll give you the non-starters. Non-starters are at 3, 14, 39, 61, 100 and 101. So the non-starters for race 4, the A.D. Hewitt Dental Practice 850cc Classic, are 3, 14, 39, 61, 100 and 101. Additional entry is number 32, that is Keith Dixon, and he's on a Sealy G50. Additional entry at 32 is Keith Dixon. Front row, we'll see the winner of the last race, number 36, Jamie Coward, in pole position. Next to him would be number 2, Mike Hose, and number 11, Dominic Herbertson. Second row, all being well, would be number 5, Alan Oversby, number 78, and not sure who 78 is, not in the programme here, but we'll get that confirmed. And number 9, Chris McGahn. Third row is number 13. 13 is Meredith Owen. Number 21 is Will Loader. And also on the third row will be number 45, and that is Edward Manley. I think number 78 is Dean Stimpson, if memory serves me correctly. The newcomer down here has been very, very impressive indeed. So let's just get his thoughts on what we've just seen and tee up this 850cc classic race from Roy Moore out at Cross Four Ways.
Yes, we kind of were aware of what could possibly have happened, but like everything else, you can't speculate. But certainly, judging by the leathers of Alan Oversby, there was no damage to them and everything. And certainly, it would just be that the fact that the bike was in the way just round the corner here at Cross Four Ways. But we didn't get a view of anything like that, but you just get that feeling that something might have happened, and that was the case. So you can't speculate. You've just got to wait for everything to get sorted out. But certainly, it was a bit of a cakewalk in the end for Jamie Coward, and certainly he seemed absolutely delighted by that. But then that fraction of a second on the lap record maybe take a little bit away from it, but certainly the win is there, and the win will be there forever on the old official scoreboards. Certainly when you look at some of the bikes that have been involved in that, well then certainly there's been some good riders as well. We're just reflecting as we always do, and we've got time. That's what retired people do. Once Phil Edge has very kindly sent us the entry programme through a few days ahead of schedule so we can get it enlarged to cope with our eyesight here at Cross Four Ways. Well, then you look through all the machinery that's going to be out here in this A.D. Hewitt Dental Practice 850 Classic. And another problem that they've got is the machinery is going to be ridden by some of the riders who have just completed the junior race. So they've got to get back to the start-finish. And already the course car has picked Alan Oversby up, and he'll be on his way back now. But then he's got to get prepared and get sorted out to go out in this, the race number 4 down here at Billown. But looking at some of the past winners and the machinery that's on offer, well, we've got 4-cylinder Hondas. They're always good value to go, and number 9 is especially kind of sounding. Number 9 was Giacomo Agostini's number 1 particular year. I think it was when he made the Agos Leap famous, and that Honda there of Chris McGahn sounds absolutely superb. Morris and Ann Hughes from Peel, I think, being involved in the sponsorship of that. But it's also the single cylinders, the Nortons, the G50s, and there's a couple of Rocket 3s and Triumph 3s in the entry list as well. I'm sad the Patton's not starting. It looks as though number 100 down there, 101, I think he was going to. Mick Morton on the 500 Patton will not be a starter, posted as a non-starter on your official list there, Tim. So that will be a bit of a disappointment not to hear that going round Cross Four Ways, but I'm sure all the others will do it. There's a Smith BSA in there amongst the two. And when you think of PSAs, well, I do reflect on them. It's thinking about the PSAs that used to form the majority of the grid at the Clubman's TTs going back all those years, the 350 and 500. But the name Smith always conjures up Jeff Smith. And there was a very, very interesting piece of footage on this YouTube thing, and that you can get, which we're just about managing to get through, about a scramble, and the boys used to come over, and Jeff Smith rode a BSA, and he was one of the World Championships, and one of the fellas you'd always associate with the Grandstand series of scrambles. And then a lot of them are on the Matisse frames made by the Rickman brothers. And in the early days, it was either him or Colin Seeley who manufactured a framework as well, where they put the engines in, and they seemed to handle a bit better. So that was one. It'll be interesting to see, coming off that second place, and we did call it right into cross four ways. It was Bill Swallow who led into cross four ways, and all his experience came into being. He didn't go out to the right-hand side to allow Mike Hose to dive down the inside. He just shut the door on him, virtually going round cross four ways, and probably realised that he had the faster bike down through into Stadium and then out onto the thing, and probably shut the door on him at Castletown Corner as well. But he's out on a Ducati, so he'll have to have a bit of time now to get sorted about and get back and get that thing. The boys will probably have it warmed up. We notice also that number 75, Neil Lloyd, getting help there from Dave Speak, who's one of Birmingham's finest guitar players. So it'll be interesting to see how they go. But there's also some other interesting machinery in it as well. The Norton Commando that I noticed in amongst there. And again, when you've got a memory that you can go back all those years ago, and probably 45, 50 years ago, when the Norton Commando and the Triumph Twins first came on the scene. Well, the Norton Commando, it was always Peter Williams that you're associated with that, and they'd introduced the 750 class, and certainly memories of him going round. And then further on with the John Player Norton Commando based kind of machinery, and it attracted all kinds of top riders like Mick Grant and Phil Reed to go there. And a name we mentioned earlier about Frank Perris on the Suzuki, going to that second place win in 1969. And there was an interesting fact from that article as well, and Les Trotter and the boys will all know that. The machine was the Kruk Suzuki number 13, and there had to be an exact timing, and somebody said you could have 99 goes at getting the timing right on that Suzuki, or the Suzuki engine, the twin cylinder, on the old magneto type, not the modern transistorized stuff that they put on them now. And it had to be 1.3, I think it was, before top dead center to make it go. So some interesting stuff, but we've got the same runners and riders in this particular one, the 500 class, and more noise. Chris Kinley.
Noise personified, Roy, isn't it? 850 Classics, just as our vicar friend for the St Indians, John Caldwell, brings me a cup of tea. The bikes start to come out, so we'll get that finished in a couple of minutes' time when the machines come out. What a cracker race it is. I've just seen Alan Oversby come back, Roy, and Tim, just for your information, perfectly fine, just a little check over. And Dominic Herbertson just asked him what happened to his machine in that junior machine. Oh, I'm going to have to say it, Tim, aren't I? The chain jumped off. Right, okay, that's the last outing for that one this year. 59, Anthony Ambler on his Honda, just about to go past us with 76. Young Jack Hunter, local lad, racing up in Derby this year. Hopefully you can get yourself up if you are local to the Andreas Racing, the events they have up there. Get to the Andreas Racing website, have a little look on there, Andreas Racing on Facebook too with all the info. And here's Bill Swallow once again, 86, number 88, both that in the previous race, 88 of course, Julian Tillotson. You notice a lot of the guys keep the same numbers. Number 18, that's Bob Owen, second in this race last year on his G50 Seeley. And number 12, Richie Ford. Number 2, Mike Hose on the big 730 Seeley Westlake Ken Platt machine from Morton. So Steve Ferguson won this race last year for number 18, Bob Owen, he was second, and David Travers, number 74, he was third position. So all sorts of different machines in here. The big 750 Norton Commando of Richard Ford could be what might have the legs. The 850 Bates Honda, and possibly Alec Whitwell. Chris McGarner retired in the previous one, but he's coming to the line now. He's on the number 9 machine, the Hughes Honda, Morrison and Hughes that is. And number 25 just goes past us also, Arthur Browning. Matchless Seeley, the Birmingham rider. Evergreen, I think quite right to say. Look it up, any more bikes there is. Number 11, Tom Herbertson on the 500 this time. Hopefully whatever he bumps of that chain jumping off that time. Dom the bomb. And Alan Oversby is going to be contesting this one on the Island Honda. Hopefully we'll stay on it just a little little scuff on the right-hand side of the leathers. That's probably a low side there, with the rear wheels just broke away from it, just slid off, kind of similar to what, well, Dominic Herbertson did in exactly the same spot last year too, didn't he? One of the races, I think, might have been in this race, or maybe the 500 race. So, a cacophony of noise here. Again, full grids, we're back on row 10, 11, we're back on row number 11. So work that out if there's 3, so there's 30 on at the start of this, and a lot of machines going to head out onto the road. This race is scheduled to start at 10:55 a.m. and it's now 10 to 11. So yeah, about 5 minutes away from the start of this. The machines, Malakagan, stand by, they're on the way to you. Past the part of the track they call the hedges locally. And you have a little marshal on there, did that a couple of times, marshalling too. So machines are out on track, 8 laps for this race. It's the AD Hewitt Dental Practice 850cc Classic race. I'm going to hand over to Roy Moore.
Yeah, the sound down there, well, we were talking about it, we can remember it, and now we're going to hear it. So that's just the way, the reflection on things, how it is. And certainly at one thing when they do this warm-up lap, they certainly get here a lot quicker than when they're with the car. I think it all goes back to Southern 100 when I think it was Tim Reeves, was complaining about the sidecars in particular, that the car, although it was trying hard, and certainly going round here, they certainly make it a bit of a sharp right-hander, but it doesn't appear to be in a car. And certainly he was complaining that they weren't going quick enough to get the tyres warm. Well, we noticed Dominic Herbertson absolutely dominating the kind of opening lap, if you can call it that, through the start-finish, but certainly the chain jumping off would be a big disappointment for it. Absolutely nothing you can do. It's like when you can't kind of jump off it and do like you used to do on the old push bike, where you get the chain halfway on the sprocket and then lift the back wheel up and kick the pedals round to put it back on. Not quite as easy as that, and you've just got to sit there and look at it, as many have done in the past, and saying you can't do a thing about it. It's just one of those things, but you'll always remember what happened in 2019 down at the Classic meeting. But there's an awful lot of sound coming towards us now, and it's a white fairing machine that is leading us down through it. So let's see if we can just get, if not names, numbers, and it is Dominic Herbertson, but right behind him is Mike Hose, and then it's number 78, that's Dean Stimson, and then it is that beautiful sounding number 9 and number 5 as well. And then 21, I think it's Will Loader out again on the G50, and 13, 18 and 12. The last of them is Richard Ford, so he's out on a commando in this particular one, so a busy morning for him, 76, 74. And there is Bill Swallow on that Ducati, and 6, Steve Elliott, and 34 and 58 and 95, and Jamie Cowart in amongst this lot as well, and certainly the Norton. 25, Arthur Browning. Well, the 350 wasn't available, but the 500 is, and the 2 marshals that indicate that is everybody now through are heading towards us. So this could be a good one as well, and it'll be all ready to go, and the car is just coming over the crest now, heading down towards us there. But the machine's well through Church Bends, well through Great Meadow, well through Stadium, I would think, and getting lined up for the start of the AD Hewitt Dental Practice 850 Classic, race number 4 at the Blackford Financial Services pre-TT Classic meeting here at Colas Billown. Back to you, Tim.
Yes, and the paddle boards indicating which row is which, hoisted into the air by the grid volunteers. And number 2, Mike Hose is in position. Non-starters, additional one, middle of row 5, Barry Davidson, number 4 is a non-starter, and row 10 right at the back, number 85, Andy Kildare is a non-starter. So that means that number 52, Richard Stott on the Matchless, will be involved in this race. Swarm of angry bees coming over the summit, these bikes with the blue smoke coming out too, as our pole sitter number 36 Jamie Coward moves to the front of the grid, and just a few weaving in and out to get to their correct position from the back. Car and motorcycles, the headlights on. It's noticeably, I'm told, outside a drop in temperature since earlier on. As the officials make their way through, the green flag at the back is waved, engage gears, flips the sign round, watch the lights, watch the lights, watch the lights, and we're away. And a great start by number 2, Mike Hose, Chris Kinley.
Yes, they come towards us now, the machines with the white plates and the yellow plates. 2, 5, 18. Wow! 2 and 5, and I think 18. It was so fast going past us, but definitely 2 and 5 once again at the head of the pack, Tim.
Has the temperature dropped to you, Chris, outside?
Yeah, the sun's gone in.
Simple explanation, really. The thermometer we've got here at the start-finish line, our producer Alex Brindley was saying that it is definite drop in the temperature. A bit more cloud about, but well, we'll wait and see. Hopefully those showers that are in the forecast, the possibility of showers, will stay away. But it was a great start by number 2, Mike Hose, and it seemed to be him, the Morton rider on the Sealy, that had got ahead with Chris Kinley as well. The winner a year ago was Steve Ferguson, sadly not starting this year, but in second was Bob Owen, and third was Dave Matravers. And 2017, the last win it was, for one of the most successful riders here at the Blackford Financial Services Pre-TT Classic Road Race meeting. Bill Swallow was the winner, ahead of Ferguson and Herbertson. Let's go to Roy out at Cross Four Ways.
Yeah, the anticipation always builds on the first lap of whatever race you hold at any venue here, there, anywhere that you could go involved in motorcycling, and none more so than you're just waiting to see. There's 2 together, and they've got up a bit of a gap between the third place man. 4th, 5th and 6th are close, but it is number 5 who's first into Cross Four Ways, Alan Oversby from Mike Hose. It's then number 78, Dean Stimpson. Number 11, Dominic Herbertson, goes up the inside of Chris McGann. 45, 41, 17, 13, 21, there's 86, Bill Swallow, and 12 and 18 and 84, 6, 76 and 74. But Dean Stimpson started his racing career on MZs, and this will be different for him, but certainly up into third place here across Four Ways. We assume at the moment it was number 5 who was first here, Alan Oversby, followed by number 2, Mike Hose, who was then number 78, Dean Stimpson. Then in 4th place, number 11, Dominic Herbertson. In 5th place, number 9, Chris McGann. In 6th place, number 36, Jamie Coward. And in 7th, number 45, Edward Manley. Back to you, Tim.
Great timing, Roy, as 2 bikes at least cross the bridge there. We wait to see them come over the summit. 2 together, one's just ahead though. It's not by a big margin. 2, 5. So it's number 2 that's got ahead between Cross Four Ways, and here Mike Hose leads. 9 and 11 in great action there. That's Chris McGann and Dominic Herbertson and Whitwell, Ray and Manley. So Mike Hose is 0.424 of a second ahead. Number 2 ahead of number 5, Alan Oversby. Further 2.5 seconds back is number 78, the newcomer Dean Stimpson. Let's just listen to a view across. 36, Jamie Coward is a retirement, we're hearing. 36, Jamie Coward, a retirement. So 4th place, number 9, Chris McGann. 5th, number 11, Dominic Herbertson. 6th, number 17, Alec Whitwell. 7th, number 41, Ben Ray. 8th is number 45, Edward Manley. 9th is number 13, Meredith Owen. And in 10th is number 21, Will Loader. Less than half a second, but Mike Hose has got his nose in front ahead of number 5, Alan Oversby. 2.5 seconds back, though, is Dean Stimpson, who's putting in a great performance here at the Colas Billown course. Out to Roy at Cross Four Ways.
Again, we're looking back just to see who, if we can identify who is leading. If it was that close through the start and finish, it's probably going to be that close, but somebody has made a slight break. I've had a machine's length break, and it is a distinctive white fairing. Is that number 2? It certainly is. It's Mike Hose who now leads into Cross Four Ways, but Alan Oversby just keeping check on him. And there's Dean Stimpson, Yamaha YPM champion as well, way back in 2012, and 3rd place for him. 4th place for Dominic Dominic Herbertson, number 11, and 5th for Chris McGahn. And then it's number 41, Ben Ray, who's holding on to that 6th, and Edward Manley, number 45. 7th place, 21, Will Loader, just goes a bit wide, and up the inside goes the machine that went past us, but we didn't see it. But there's Bill Swallow in 74, and 6th, Stephen Elliott, and 76 and through Jack Hunter, the local lad going through. But it's a lead at Cross Four Ways for number 2, Mike Hose, but only just over number 5, Alan Oversby. Dean Stimson, what a ride from him. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, the first two definitely sighted up there on the railway bridge at Castletown Corner, and 2 bikes emerge over the crest, and it is number 2 leads 5. So it's Mike Hose ahead of Alan Oversby, 94.005, and there is 78 Dean Stimson in 3rd, 11.9. So Dominic Herbertson has moved ahead of number 9, Chris McGahn. 4th and 5th for them. 41 is Ben Ray. 45, 21, 13 and 12. So to see them across the line. 86, Bill Swallow has moved up the order, as has Dave Matravers. I can tell you the number 36, who was reported as a retirement, Jamie Coward, did make some adjustments down at the headquarters and continued at the back of the field. Looks like 34, Gary Hutton there was a retirement. Certainly the left foot was out as he slowed down. Great action further down there with 75 and 63, Neil Lloyd and Ian Simpson, but it's 0.3. That's all the advantage that Mike Hose has, number 2, over number 5, Alan Oversby. Dean Stimson, number 78, is in 3rd, and he is a further 7.5 seconds back. Let's go to Roy at Cross Four Ways.
3rd time into Cross Four Ways, and again looking back up towards the marshal who just built on the wall there, a little flag and signalling post. There's no change, but it looks as though the 2nd place man there, Mike Hose, it's still leading here at Cross Four Ways. Just looked as though Alan Oversby was going out to try and pass him, but it's 2-5 as quickly as that through Cross Four Ways, and it's Mike Hose from Alan Oversby, and he is Dean Stimson now, 78, with that distinctive kind of newcomer's bib on, but certainly not getting near him is Dominic Herbertson on the 4-cylinder Davies Motorsport, and Chris McGahn, number 9, with the open megaphone pipes on that Honda, sounding beautiful as it goes away towards Church Bends as 41, Ben Ray throttles back, and Sir Ben Ray holding on to that 6th place, 7th place, 6th place here at Cross Four Ways. 45 and 21 as they were on the previous lap, Edward Manley, and number 21, Will Loader, and there's Bill Swallow, and there's number 74 as well, that's Dave Matravers. So 18 as well here with us now, Bob Owen, but the leaders will be with you, Tim.
Yes, machine spotted up on the bridge to emerge once again, and it looks like it's still number 2 that leads 5, and it's 0.3, and let's just have a look at that time. No, not quite a lap record. 94.880 is the lap record. Hose at 94.308 is 78. Dean Stimson goes across in 3rd, and there's number 11, Dominic Herbertson, in 4th. 94.308 for Hose, 94.276 for Oversby. So they're in the lap record ballpark area anyway. 41, Ben Ray crosses the line in 6th. He's behind number 9, Chris McGahn, in 5th. And 11, Dominic Herbertson, in 4th. 2 together, Will Loader and Richard Ford, 21 and 12. 13, Meredith Owen across the line, as is 45, Edward Manley. In 11th, number 86, Bill Swallow, and in 12th, it's 74, Dave Matravers. As 6 crosses the line, I can tell you that number 36, Jamie Coward, confirmed now as a retirement, despite stopping and making adjustments. Now a confirmed retirement. But what a race we have at the front. It's number 2, Mike Hose, who leads number 5, Alan Oversby. But the margin just 0.372 of a second, and the newcomer, Dean Stimson, number 78, is in 3rd. Let's go to Roy at Cross Four Ways.
Yeah, just again looking there, we did notice Jamie Coward going through. He was well down, but the bike sounded well and he was racing. I think we have a new leader approaching Cross Four Ways, if my eyes aren't going to deceive me, and it certainly is. It's number 5 who's here first, Alan Oversby, but only just ahead there off number 2. The distinctive pipe sticking out of that Westlake. Ken Platt's Westlake there of number 2, but now he's down to second place. Second place here across Four Ways, because a new race leader on lap number 4, number 5, Alan Oversby. And Dean Stimson now pulling away from the third, or is he? Dominic Herbertson is still there. The front end chatters on the Davis Motorsport machine as they get anchored up, but certainly those top 5 now with Chris McGahn arriving here, and the black on the front of it, and certainly Chris McGahn will be out later, I think, in the TT sidecar passengering, so a busy day for him as 41 is here now. Ben Ray into 7th place for him, and these two can't sort themselves out. It's John Loader and Richard Ford. Who is it first? It's Richard Ford from number 13, but over to you, Tim.
Thank you, Roy. Yes, so new leader. Will it be the case, though, here on the start-finish? And it is 2 who's ahead of 5. So Mike Hose back in the lead here, and the narrowest margin that we've had so far between them, it's 0.097 of a second. They're still just outside that lap record pace from Alan Oversby in 2010, that was his third place. 78 Dean Stimson through, but Dominic Herbertson is only 3 seconds back in 4th place, number 11, behind number 78 Dean Stimson, who's in 3rd. 5th there, that was number 9, Chris McGahn. But Mike Hose on that, he didn't improve on his lap time, but Alan Oversby did. He's the quickest so far in the race at 94.446 miles per hour. 0.097 is all that separates number 2, Mike Hose, from number 5, Alan Oversby. Through here at the start finish in 6th, number 41, Ben Ray. 7th, number 12, Richard Ford. Also through Meredith Owen, Will Loader, Bill Swallow, David Travers and Bob Owen, but it's all about the 2 at the front. Mike Hose, number 2, leads by 0.097 of a second from number 5, Alan Oversby, and they're knocking around lap record pace. Let's go out to Roy at Cross Four Ways.
5th time across Four Ways, and who will it be that will come out of that Billown dip first? Certainly the boys are providing plenty of entertainment for us. I think it is now that it's Alan Oversby who leads here across Four Ways. Let's confirm it. Certainly that is the case. Well, he was stood here a minute ago, or minutes ago, but he's racing round now and is leading the AD Hewitt Dental Practice 850cc Classic. But right behind him, as he has been, or in front of him at times, is number 2, Mike Hose. 3rd and 4th are closer together. Dominic Herbertson right now up the cross pipe off Dean Stimson, but it's Dean Stimson who still holds on. Is Herbertson going to make a move up the inside? Maybe the extra power of the Honda there will be telling after they get through Church Bends on the run down through, but 3rd and 4th are through, and 5th is now approaching it. Still Chris McGahn, number 9, on that beautiful sounding machine, just throttles it back, and on the exhaust pipes going back to the days of Halewood and Agostini. Halewood on the Honda, Agostini on the MV, but the boys at the front will be with you, Tim.
30 wins between these two gentlemen at the front. Hose on 18, Oversby on 12, and it is Hose that leads. 0.629 of a second. It's Mike Hose, number 2, ahead of number 5, Alan Oversby. 30 wins, vast experience. They know that top step here at the Blackford Financial Services Pre-TT Classic for sure. No one's won more than the man who leads this race, Mike Hose. And a new record as well, 94.8, it's just outside actually, 94.810 from Hose. Herbertson is up into 3rd position, I should tell you, number 11 ahead of number 78 Dean Stimson, but there's only a second between them as Chris McGahn goes through in 5th position. So real battle on for 1st and 2nd, but also for 3rd and 4th positions, the final part of the podium. But just outside Mike Hose was the lap record. of still stands to Oversby, going back right to 2010. But 0.629 of a second is all that separates number 2 Mike Hose from number 5 Alan Oversby. Number 11 Dominic Herbertson's up into 3rd, and 4th is number 78 Dean Stimpson. Through here at the start finish on Castletown bypass, Chris McGann, Ben Ray, Richard Ford, Meredith Owen, Will Loader, Bill Swallow, David Travers and Bob Owen. No time for any more. Cross 4 ways, and Roy Moore.
Down to the wire is the saying. I think we just take number 52 through here, number 52 Richard Stott, but certainly they will be in the sights probably shortly. It's number 2 who leads across 4 ways. It's Mike Hose who's got the better of Alan Oversby. Well, it's going to go right down to the wire, this particular one. They go away now, heading out towards Church Bends. There's a 50-mile-an-hour sign there, but they'll be doing more than that when they approach. They will be sweeping right and left. There's Arthur Browning, number 25, through on the matchless Seeley. So is this 3rd place going to be resolved as well? The race leaders will be through Church Bends now, and Dominic Herbertson is here first. It is number 11 who has taken over that 3rd place, but Dean Stimpson is holding on to that 4th place, but nobody behind him. So a great ride by Dean Stimpson there to get up into that 4th place amongst these kind of old campaigners, if you can call it that. Although Dean Stimpson doing very, very well on the historic circuit as Chris McGann comes through now. It's number 9 through, but the race leaders will be with you, Tim.
Number 75 and 59 across the line. 2 machines emerge, and it is 2 ahead of 5, but not by much. 0.260 of a second as 52 Richard Stott just goes through. 75 and 59 are in for a little bit of a shock when Hose and Oversby descend on them. That's Neil Lloyd and Anthony Ambler, but it is Hose who is 0.260 seconds ahead of Alan Oversby. And are they going to get into a position where they can overtake? That could come into the equation. 25 across the line, and there's 11 Dominic Herbertson. He's in 3rd, and a growing margin, I would suggest, ahead of 78 in 4th. That is Dean Stimpson, and yes, that's gone out to about 6.5 seconds. That Herbertson has now built up an advantage over the newcomer. Let's not forget to the Colas Billown course, Dean Stimpson. There's number 9, Chris McGann, across the line. And let's have a look. Just still outside the lap record. The lap record 94.880. Oversby 94.847 on that last lap. So they're just a smidge away from breaking the lap record for this class in the A.D. Hewitt Dental Practice 850cc Classic. It's Hose who is 0.260 ahead of Oversby, who is going to get the 31st win out of this duo. Let's go to Roy at cross 4 ways.
Number 32 now, just going through there. Number 32, that was the addition to your programme. Number 32, Keith Dixon, but the 7th lap here, and it is number 2, Mike Hose. They took us completely by surprise. I missed them coming round, but it's 2 Mike Hose. But Alan Oversby always looks confident behind. Number 5, Alan Oversby. So it's Honda versus Westlake on the battle there. 75 and 59 are through. 75, put a smoot coming out of that. That's Neil Lloyd on the Honda 4. We mentioned that earlier from Wednesbury. And then 35, I think was, 30, well, just quite cut that one as they went through. But certainly 3rd place is here now. Dominic Herbertson, yes, number 11. So the traffic, the lower order riders getting involved in this particular one over 8 laps. But 3rd place for Dominic Herbertson, and 4th place for with us now, 78 Dean Stimpson on the Izzard Racing Machinery. And certainly the Norton Sound and Beautiful there goes away. 25, Arthur Browning. So he's overtaken by the leaders as they set off on their last lap. Chris McGann is the last through. Over to you, Tim.
Yeah, they've just crossed the line to start their last lap, and it's Mike Hose who's just 0.343 of a second ahead of number 5, Alan Oversby. So it is Hose that leads. Hose currently with 18 wins at the Blackford Financial Services Pre-TT Classic Racers, ahead of number 5, Alan Oversby, who's already racked up 12. So we wait to see, is it going to be number 11, Dominic Herbertson, or has number 78, Dean Stimpson, managed to make some inroads? Well, Herbertson it is, but he had a look down at the left-hand side of his bike there, down at the peg, but he is in third, but he's 35.5 seconds away from the leaders. 78 is across the line now. That's Dean Stimpson. Well, if Herbertson has got an issue with the bike, Stimpson still could get on the podium, but it's all about the two at the front. 30 wins between them. Who's getting the 31st? Mike Hose it is. 0.343 seconds ahead of number 5, Alan Oversby. Chris McGahn across the line, number 9. And Arthur Browning just across 2. So just the 5 have gone across, but on this last lap, we don't want to miss them out at cross 4 ways. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Hose? Is it going to be Oversby? Let's go to Roy out there at cross 4 ways.
I think Jack Hunter, number 76, who's just gone through, will probably get down through and out onto his last lap before the leaders catch him. But there's 2 absolutely together, 2 together hammering down into cross 4 ways. Who is it? It's Alan Oversby at cross 4 ways from Mike Hose. 5 from 2, that is the order, so it's going to go down to Castletown Corner, you can say that, as 66 is here with us now, Terrace Sansom, and whether Dominic Herbertson's got any problems, but certainly across 4 ways it was. Number 5, Alan Oversby, who just held the advantage there. Number 5, Alan Oversby over number 2, Mike Hose, but only just. They've been together most of the race, and certainly it's going to go right down to the wire. We don't want to miss that, but we want to make sure that Dominic Herbertson, this sounds like the Honda approaching us here now. It certainly is, so no problems for him. Back end snakes on that 11 through the box, and there is number 75 and 59. And over to you, Tim.
Yeah, number 76 just across the line there. 2 bikes spotted on the bridge. Is this the 2 warriors together, and they're up well, just getting ahead, but he's behind. It is going to be Oversby from Hose. So a 13th win for Alan Oversby. Just 0.198 of a second ahead of number 2, Mike Hose. We don't want to miss them. There's going to be some great banter between the 2 of them with Chris Kinley, I'm absolutely sure. What a great race that was. The best so far today, amongst other good racing. We'll confirm who's in third, but down to you, Chris Kinley.
Yeah, I think Julie's a little bit happier than what she was about 10 or 15 minutes ago. We'll get a third place rider in, should be Dominic Herbertson, but Stimson was chasing him down a little bit. Oh well, being on his backside and cross 4 ways to Roy Moore to winning a race. Yeah. Okay, that is good news, and we'll just go over and have a little chat with Alan. We'll let him get the... Yeah, Dom Herbertson in that 3rd place, which is good, and grab a word with Al if we can. She was upset about 10 minutes ago because you went on your backside, Julie was, but now she's happy. As long as she's happy, that's the main thing. What a race, you and him again.
I always get stuck with Mike somewhere along the lines.
Brilliant. He had the legs on you, obviously, with the bigger engine, didn't he? So.
Yeah, he didn't have much on me. Just had a little bit on me, but not much. No.
Where was he making up? Because you were ahead of him in the twisty bits, and where was he getting past?
Mainly straight. When I slipstream, and I couldn't pass him, but when he slipstreamed me, he could pass me. So he just had a little bit more on us, not much.
Where did he get him on the last lap?
Into stadium.
Into stadium.
I got a good draft, got a good run out of church. I got right on his tail and I was stopped there. And I just managed to get past him.
And is that flat on one of these or just a roll?
No, you roll it a little bit.
Into stadium, yeah. What a cracker race. I think 0.11 at the end between the 2 years.
Yeah. I'd like to say a big thank to Martin Ireland, who supplied the bike to us. He's been really good with us, and it's a cracking bike.
Good man. Yeah. Well done, Al.
Yeah,
cheers,
thanks.
Well done. That's 13 wins around here at Billown, and big smile from Mike Hose. Just having a big conversation. So, Mike, problem at the end there, just heard you saying?
Just a little bit of surge in top end, and I knew he was right behind me when it was full chat, so Eddie's got a little problem. Yeah, the Honda's much more agile than the Westlake, but the Westlake's got the legs on it. Yeah, speed-wise, like I've got much more CC and pull, and so really I should have beaten him.
Really, you should have done, but he's done it on stadium, you said, on the last lap.
Yeah, oh, he passed me on a straight, and then we sort of went into stadium pretty close. And then I tried to get underneath him at Castletown Corner, but no, nearly.
Oh, well, another podium. Well done, Mike.
Right, thanks very much.
Not a bad return so far, and there he is. He's up here. Dominic, let's have a quick chat with Dom. Just want to get that other bike on. Dom, just pop down here, young lad, just jump down there. Look at this, agile young man. That were hard work to get third past Dean Stimson, wasn't it?
Oh, aye, well, the bike's handling amazing, but obviously, electrical gremlins, I can assume. But at the end of the day, I'm a tree surgeon, not a mechanic.
What happened?
It was fluffier than my bleeding pillow, and obviously I'm a man of luxury and I have fluffy pillows. But no, it wasn't clearing up at all. When I was just trying to get on the power and it was just bogging down like and that is as technical as I can get. But at the end of the day, the bike's amazing. It's just we all have a stroke of bad luck now and then, and obviously it's hit the Davies Motorsport team on that one. But no, the bike's handling great, and obviously looking forward to the 500. Paul Clive there with his chewing glasses has got a fair bit of work to do.
Thanks, Don. Well done.
Cheers, Chris.
Thank you very much, buddy. Cheers. So we are ready to go with the presentation for the A.D. Hewitt Dental Practice, and Alexia is going to be doing the presentation for that. So in third place, ladies and gentlemen, is number 11. It's Dominic Herbertson. Well done to Dom. Gets the handshake, gets the kiss. That's good. Not a bad day so far for second place rider number 2, Mike Hose. And your race winner, number 5, Alan Oversby. So another red hat for Alan around the Colas Billown circuit. Gets a kiss from the sponsor. And we thank all our sponsors here down at the Southern 100 Club. And little laurel wreath goes over his neck. He'll get the little bit of jewellery. So third place, Dom Herbertson. Second for Mike Hose. And your race winner was Alan Oversby. Tim, we'll hand it back to you to set up for the final race of the morning.
Thank you very much indeed, Chris Kinley down there at headquarters. And Alan Oversby, 13 wins, now puts him alongside Chris Palmer in the list of most victories at the Blackford's pre-TT Classic races. Earlier in the day, Jamie Coward got his 9th victory here. That puts him level with the leading sidecar winner, Eddie Wright, and sadly not with us this year. We wish him well as he recovers from that hernia operation. But Oversby certainly likes that 850cc classic race. Won it in 2010, 2012, 2014 and 2015, and now adds in 2019 as well. The man with the most victories here in this meeting, of course, is Mike Hose, 18 in total, but he's not quite pulled it off yet, has he, this morning? 2 third places, moved it up to a 2nd place, so, well, is he going to do it in our next race, which is the Jeff Duke Junior Superbike Post Classic, and race pages, I should say, numbers 38 and 39 in the programme. Now, non-starters, first of all, I can tell you, in the Jeff Duke Junior Superbike Post Classic race. Number 2, so that is Mike Hose, so he's not going to be doing it. Number 8, number 19, number 29, that is Alistair Howarth, number 31, who I don't think is listed anyway in the programme, 54, Stephen Alt, 62, Lawrence Cummins, 67, Gavin Brown, and number 92, Tony Russell. So no Mike Hose, no Dan Sale, and no number 19, Tim Poole, and 29, Alistair Howard. So just read those numbers again for the non-starters. Numbers 2, 8, 19, 29, 31, 54, 62, 67, and 92. Additional entry is number 100, and that's Heffin Owen, and he is on a 600 Ducati. And a change of machine for number 4, Barry Davidson. He is actually on a 1992 Yamaha, we're told. He's listed as being on a Honda, but he is actually on Yamaha machinery from 1992. So that sets us up for this Jeff Duke Junior Classic. And let's just go back to previous winners. Of course, has been a race that has been dominated in recent times and by James Cowton. And our thoughts. It's great to see Cowton racing yesterday at the TT, and the name's still around, which was brilliant to see. But James Cowton's won it for the last 5 years down here at Billown, and was indeed second in 2013. And Chris Palmer was the only previous winner back in 2013, and ever since then it is with James Cowton. So our thoughts obviously still with his family and loved ones. So the Jeff Duke Junior Superbike Post Classic, the lap record to look out for is just shy of the 100-mile-per-hour barrier. It is 99.426 miles per hour, and that was set in 2014. I think this has got the makings of another great race here. And to share his thoughts as we look ahead and back to what we've just witnessed between those two experienced warriors around the Colas Billown course, Alan Oversby the winner and Mike Hose. Let's head out to Cross Four Ways and Roy Moore.
Yes, it certainly was a battle that went down right to the very end, and certainly a great win there. And yeah, it's hard to imagine, really. He was standing across the road and then onto the podium. Two different kind of places to be involved in the Colas Billown circuit, but meaning so much to be stood on that rostrum. But when your thought goes back to the Jeff Duke Junior Superbike Post Classic, it's off the sponsor, Jeff Duke. And again, memories of him on the Galeras with Reg Armstrong. I think it's my first ever vivid memory of motorcycling on the Isle of Man, born in Park Avenue, just down from the start and finish, and having Jeff Cannell as a first cousin who was about 5 or 6 years older than me. And of course, Uncle Jack, his father, who was a past competitor in the Manx Grand Prix and with numerous replicas to his credit. Unfortunately, he'd stopped racing when I was born in 47. But certainly the stories that he could tell when I got of a certain age, well then, just unbelievable. But you were always on Uncle Jack's hand to go up to the grandstand to get all the Castrol books and the badges that were available and anything else that was involved in TT of that particular era, which would be the mid-50s. And 52 and 53, Jeff Duke and Reg Armstrong going through the grandstand on open pipe Galeras. I think we've mentioned this before, but certainly something that will be in my mind until I go through the curtains up at the crematorium. And of course the Aragon Hotel, where you had many social functions. Jeff was involved in that, and well, certainly a legend. And not easy to call people legends, but certainly a legend. And family commitment as well put him as a brother-in-law to Keith Campbell, who was a 350 world champion, because Bertie Reed's daughters married Jeff Duke and also Keith Campbell. And unfortunately, Keith lost his life in an incident in France. But on the Guzzi, had become 350 world champion. And of course, Jeff Duke's career was much kind of publicised. And legend, yeah, a true legend. Cut the mare of Ramsey out in this one, Andy Cowie. JP, it's got down on there. So Andy Cowie, apparently every time you become mayor or first citizen, you become an automatic JP. And certainly it'll be interesting to see how they go for this, the Jeff Duke Junior Superbike Post Classic. I think there's an entry of 23 now that will come to the line, but maybe not, because they're with the kind of people that can't make it. Understandable, really, when you're campaigning the Yamahas and the Hondas of the 250, 350 kind of era. The cost of parts to put them and keep them going together is just horrendous, really. And certainly having been involved in pricing out a few bits and pieces on these particular machines, certainly you can run into long thousands, and there's no guarantee that they're going to stay together, that you're going to get the enjoyment out of them, because we found out certainly this morning, a simple thing like the chain jumping off or a major blow-up like we had in the sidecar practice on Friday night, well, certainly it's both ends of the spectrum in that. We do notice Dean Stimson is out again on the TZR on this particular case, and certainly he must get a bit uptight about that, because that Norton that he was out on before actually beat Guy Martin at Tandra G, but all the headlines were that Guy Martin had won. Well, he didn't actually cross the line first. It was a case of the 750 of Guy Martin winning his class and Dean Stimson winning the 500 class as well. Disappointment for Dan Sale not to be out on this one. I think there was a great delight when we heard that his recovery from his incident in the Classic last year had been sufficient, that he'd put an entry in, but either lack of machinery or just last-minute thoughts for Dan. Certainly not on the start line, as we've already heard, that's being listed as a non-starter, Dan Sale, who was due to be out on a 250 Yamaha. Maybe he's perfecting his Bonig making technique, because he is unofficially the world's Bonig champion. For those of you not familiar with what a Bonig is, it's a kind of a traditional Manx kind of combination of currants and bread and all kinds of secret ingredients. And out there at Dalby on the kind of western side of the course, going further up the coast, certainly they had the World Championship in February of this year, and Dan Sale emerged as the Bonig champion, world champion crowned. Gary Vines is out, which is good to see, and certainly the way he campaigns two-strokes, well, it'll be interesting to see whether he will be up at the front of this particular one as well. We give our thoughts too to Barbara Wood and Milo as well, and certainly Barry, I know he'll be round the circuit somewhere. It'll be the first time that Barbara hasn't been involved down here, and certainly sadly missed, as is Milo. But so our thoughts to them, and I think it's already been mentioned, but Dick Cassidy, great sadness with him, a travelling marshal for many years down here at the Southern, and rose to the position of #1 travelling marshal for the TT Mountain course, and he too was with great shock when we heard of his sudden passing. There's going to be a lot of activity down here at Southern 100 Week, because believe it or not, I'm led to believe by kind of reports in the newspaper that there's going to be some Bollywood sequences, a film made by an Indian company, and they're going to use some of the footage from the Southern 100 to highlight that as well. So that will be interesting to see, and certainly one that we'll be doing there. Whether we'll get on it and stood here across 4 ways, I'm not really sure, but certainly it will be interesting to see how that develops. So the Jeff Duke, Blackford Financial Services pre-TT Classic races, Jeff Duke Junior Supersport Post-Classic, due to be commencing at 11:40, so that's about right now, I would think, fast approaching 11:30 here, so everything on time, as is the kind of norm for the Southern Club down here at Colas Billown. Everything running to time and everything looking good. And dare I say it, we're going to get 4 races in absolutely dry and perfect conditions. Still that bit of wind, but as soon as that wind drops, we might be in a bit of trouble. So I think the big factor for this afternoon's 4 races down here at Billown will be the fact if the wind continues, we might just get away with it. How that will affect practice tonight for the TT Mountain course remains to be seen, but certainly down here at Billown, I think in the interest of the spectators, it was pretty miserable for the sidecars with all the rain that was kind of coming down. You didn't appreciate how heavy it was, really, and certainly when you looked at the photographs after of the race winners splashing through the church bends there with spray coming up, it was wet conditions. It just spoils everything. But there's lots of noise down there at the bypass, Chris Kinley.
Two-stroke noise, Roy Moore. Two-stroke noise, which is music to my little ears. Number 36 just gone past is Jamie Coward on the 250 Yamaha, the Vince Racing Machine. Number 106 there, that's Brian Clark on his F-Set Yamaha. Scored quite well at Scarborough, did Brian really well. Who else have we got? 50. This goes past us also, name check David Glover from Scunthorpe. 24. Tom Snow on his Yamaha from Guildford. Number 40, Reese Hardesty. Looking forward to see that RG500 he's got out later on. That's the Gamma version of that is. And Barry Davison, always a good runner on the 250 is Barry. Has been for many years. And number 55, A.D. Scaife on the 250 Honda 93 version of that, the Leeds rider. Number 77, Andy Cowie, as we said. You heard you talking about him from Ramsey. He's also racing up at Derby this year. He's on that 77 GPZ. That's, of course, the Kawasaki, the GPZ Kawasaki. Any more coming through? Yes, we do. 29, Alistair Howarth, circuit newcomer. Number 29, Alistair just stops to have a little chat to... he's not... okay. He's not going to be going out in the race. He's had permission to go at the back of this field, so he's got the bigger bike for later on. He's got the FZ Yamaha that he's going to be going out on the Post Classic Superbikes a bit later on. So number 29, Al Howarth, will not be out in this one. He's got an FZR Yamaha, just rolled past us now. Just obviously asked George and the team here and Rachel if he can just go for a little tootle about on the back of the field. Going to move forward. In fact, we do have a last-minute rider coming up, which is good. The more the merrier, as we said. It's our newcomer there. It is 78 Dean Stimson, 4th place in the previous race. Watch yourself, people. That's a lovely, lovely 250 Yamaha he's on there. I think we're just about done. I think we'll get the gate open. This race is scheduled to start. Let's have a little look back in the programme. As we said, we still have a bit of wind down here. 11:40 this is due to start, so we're just on around about 11:35 now. Just I heard some conversation with the officials there before. If you are here at the paddock area and you want to have a little walk out towards Ballacaghan, you can walk through the Park Fermé area, then turn left and go in the little back road. If you're walking through the Chaps Garden, if you've got any rubbish, please take your rubbish with you, put it in the bin, and the club are going to put an extra bin in there for him as well. But if you do have any rubbish, and if you are around this 4¼ mile Billown circuit, Colas Billown circuit, please take your rubbish with you or put it in the bins provided, and we'll stop it blowing onto the track. Machines are now onto the circuit. Looking forward to this. It is the Jeff Duke Junior Superbike Post Classic race, and again this one will be over an 8-lap distance, about 34 miles. The lap record by James Cowton for 2014, 99.426 mile an hour. With that, over to Roy Moore at Cross Four Ways.
Yes, one race before dinner, and certainly it's entirely different than what we've had before. The big 4-cylinder and 3-cylinder and 2 cylinders and 1-cylinder. 4-stroke machinery being overtaken now by 2-stroke machinery here at Billown. But there are 1 or 2 600s in it, but I think that entry has kind of decreased a little bit. There's 1, 2, 3 that have had to withdraw, so it will be predominantly, I think the only 600s that will be in it will be the ones off Andrew Cowie, and certainly Andy Saylor appears to be on a 600 Kawasaki. The rules qualifications stating that they are eligible for this class. 600 4-stroker will be on the orange plates, so the 250 or 230 to 350 2-strokes, they will be probably on the other coloured plates, which will remain to be seen. When you're talking about 250s, you always associate they're on green plates. But that will be one that we'll have to look out for, as the boys will be now left the circuit. And again, on this kind of sighting lap, it's more kind of important to get the temperature up on the majority of these water cooled, and certainly the first water cooled one is heading towards us down here now, and let's see if he's got the big numbers and what they'll be. Well, it's certainly on orange plates. 23 is the first one through, Gary Vines, and then 36 as well, and then 78, that's Dean Stimson. 36, Jamie Coward out in this particular one, and getting used to the 250 at the Binch machinery there, Binch Racing Yamaha, and certainly they're setting the pace. Number 4, that'll be Barry Davidson, it is. That's a change of machine there for him. He's on a Yamaha now as well, and I'm glad to say that they're all on orange plates, so it's no distinction between the 4 strokes. 55, 20, 24, 118, 77, 99, 106, 50, 90, 49, 40 and 29. 29, the last of those to go through there. I think that was an additional entry, if I remember. Alistair Howarth, no, that's what we were talking about before. He is not in this particular class. He was due down to ride number 29, but I think just getting a bit of machinery there sorted out by the organisers, allowing him to go at the back of this kind of opening lap for the Jeff Duke Junior Superbike Classic. So they're through Cross Four Ways, they'll be through Church Bends, down through Great Meadow, and then assembling on the grid. And more important than ever, to get them underway as quickly as possible. Don't want those Yamahas overheating on the bypass. Back to Tim Glover.
Slightly nervous with Roy delving into the weather and meteorological forecasting there, but let's hope he's right. The wind is still blowing fairly strongly here on the Castletown bypass. 2 machines coming into view. Number 78, that of course newcomer Dean Stimpson, and number 23 coming onto the front row is Gary Vines on the Binch Racing Yamaha. Nobody else is actually, just the next bike coming over and just weaving to keep the heat in the tyres. And now we get the majority of the field coming over. So, 78 and 23 will be hoping they don't dilly-dally too long here. And they get on with it. A lot of bikes weaving there just to keep that heat in the tyres. You can see the Marshall's bikes now. They'll sit at the top there of School Hill Rise. There's the pole sitter, number 36, Jamie Coward. Also on the bench racing Yamaha, sandwiched in the middle of the benches is number 4, and that is Barry Davidson on the Bride Joinery Honda. Second row is 55, Adrian Scave, 54, Stephen Alt, and number 24, Tom Snow. So the sign is up, the revs go up, they're watching the lights, and away we go. And not a good start from Coward. Let's go down to Chris.
What a start this is with the 2 strokes and the 4 strokes hammering towards us. Oh, there's weaving and bobbing go around. It's 24 from 4, 78, 24 from 4 and 78. So Tom Snow took the lead from 4, Barry Davison, and 78, Dean Stimson. They were your first 3, Tim.
Yeah.
29, oh no, 29 isn't a retirement. He's just gone out for a little sight lap. But 24, the lead with Tom Snow, Tim.
Yeah, great start from the second row and 6th position effectively on the grid. But number 36, Jamie Coward, didn't get the start he was looking for. And certainly 4 and 23, Barry Davidson and Gary Vines on the front row got ahead, even as we were able to watch in a few yards. As a sluggish start there from 36, Jamie Coward. So they'll have headed down towards on the coastal road towards Port Erin, Port St Mary. They cut off at Ballacagan Corner, and they go over the railway line for the first time. Second time, of course, is at Castletown Corner here as we look up the railway line through Iron Gate, Ballabeg, through Williams and into the site shortly of Roy Moore at Cross Four Ways.
Yeah, a bit difficult for the 2 strokes, and certainly getting around the likes of Ballabeg, and got to keep it on the clutch and get the revs high as possible, or how they'll allow. And no different here at Cross Four Ways. Very fast approach on the overrun. A lot of use of the front brake here at Cross Four Ways, but who's going to be applying that front brake first here as they approach us now? We can hear them buzzing out of the dip, and there's 2 virtually together, 1 tucked in behind, and 3rd and 4th and 5th are exactly the same as that. And outside goes Jamie Coward. No, it's number 40. Number 40, 23, 36, Jamie Coward. Dean Stimson there, 24 and 20. Such was the pace of them that we went through. It was number 40 that was ahead. Rhys Hardesty, who took the lead here across 4 ways from number 23, Gary Vines, within 3rd place, number 36. I think that was Jamie Coward. In 4th place was number 4, Barry Davidson. 5th for number 78, Dean Stimson. And 6th place for number 24, your early race leader on the bypass, Tom Snow. 7th place for number 20, that was James Forward, but that was the order as they went through. But it was a daring move up the inside, but it did give the lead to number 40, Rhys Hardesty. What will it be on the bypass? Tim Glover.
3 machines have been sighted. There's the 4th and 5th. So 2 are together, 2 have come across the rise together. Who's got the lead? It's 23 from 40, from 36. And that was 78, but Barry Davidson, number 4, was making a move on him. 24 and 20 crossed the line. In 6th and 7th, that's Tom Snow and James Ford. But it's 23, Gary Vines, who leads 0.3 ahead of number 40, Rhys Hardesty. And in turn, 1.6 ahead of number 36, Jamie Coward. And then a further 3 and a bit seconds down is number 78, Dean Simpson. And he's only, well, marginally ahead of number 4, Barry Davidson. 6th is number 24, Tom Snow. 7th, number 20, James Ford. 8th is number 118, Andy Saylor. 9th, number 55, Adrian Scaife. And 10th, number 99, Neil Champion. I tell you as well, an additional non-starter. He was an additional entry, but he didn't start. Number 100, Heffin Owen. So 23, Gary Vines, 0.3 ahead at the end of lap 1 of this race here, ahead of number 40, Rhys Hardesty. The Jeff Duke Junior Superbike Post Classic It's Vines ahead of Hardesty, but Coward is on the move after a bit of a stumbling start. Let's go out to Roy at Cross Four Ways.
Yeah, Gary Vines was the one we didn't quite pick up by number in relation to name, but certainly with 4 or 5 of them heading down towards you, it's you only get one chance at it. But it was Rhys Hardesty here, but certainly now we can spread out a bit more. Not for second and third, but there has been a break made by the leader. It says number 40 again, Rhys Hardesty from 23 and 36. Gary Vines second, Jamie Coward third, Barry Davidson now fourth, and 78 Dean Stimson fifth. That is the order as they go through, and 24 on the power then, and not throttle it back, 24 and 20. That's Tom Snow, and number 20, James Ford, safely through, completing the leaderboard. 2 side by side coming in. 99 takes the inside line and gets it. That's Neil Champion. And certainly the other one that went through there was in the 50s, I think, was it? Number 55, certainly was. That was Adrian Skeeth on the 250 Honda. So the leaderboard at Cross Four Ways, it's number 4, same as it was on the first lap, number 40, Rhys Hardesty, but only just from Gary Vines. Over to you, Tim.
Yes, we'll wait and see who's in the lead, but it was 23 at the end of the first lap. Who's it going to be? 3 bikes emerge, and it's 40 ahead of 36, who's ahead of 23. So number 40, Rhys Hardesty, leads by 1.125 seconds, but 0.1 back is Jamie Coward now up into second, number 36. And in third, number 23, Gary Vines. Great battle between number 4, Barry Davidson, and number 78, Dean Stimson. Hardly anything to separate them in fourth and fifth. Sixth, number 24, Tom Snow, and seventh, number 20, James Ford. But it's number 40. He was in second place at the end of lap 1. Rhys Hardesty is 1.125 seconds ahead of number 36. And that is Jamie Coward. He's moved up from third at the end of lap 1, and the race leader at the end of lap 1, Gary Vines, has dropped from first to third at the end of lap 2. 1.1 seconds, 96.263 for Rhys Hardesty, but it's the fastest lap has gone to Jamie Coward at 96.610 miles per hour. Hardesty from Coward from Vines. Great battle developing as well between Davidson and Stimson for fourth and fifth, but it's Hardesty who leads. Jamie Coward, though, the man on the move at 96.610 miles per hour. Let's go out to Roy at Cross Four Ways.
Let's just hope they all keep going for this, because it is a really good battle at the front, and certainly there's 2 absolutely together as they're virtually side by side as they approach Maggie's Cottage. Who's it going to be into Cross Four Ways? It's still Rhys Hardesty who leads from Jamie Coward, with number 23 getting back a little bit on them, I would think, Gary Vines, who in turn then is pulling away from the 4th place one who should be due here now. It is Barry Davidson from Dean Stimson, number 78, so 4th and 5th for them. Getting a bit spread out behind them, though, but more machines into view. But at the front, it's still Rhys Hardesty, number 24. That is Tom Snow from number 20. James Ford, that is the combination that takes them through, I think, into the top 6 here at Cross Four Ways. Or is it 7? Top 7 places here across 4 ways. In 8th place, it's number 55. Down through the box, Adrian Skeef, and number 99, Neil Champion. 7th, that's 9th, and then 10th place for number 118 in the first 4-stroke through, Andy Saylor. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, machine sighted on the bridge. And there's a bit more of a lead, bit more spread out here, but it's 40 from 36 from 23. But it's under the second. Jamie Coward is up to 97.4, but Hardesty's responded, 97.3. Gary Vines, 96.6 miles per hour. And there's Davidson and Stimson having a great battle. Every lap they're crossing the line virtually together here on the Castletown bypass. But Hardesty leads from Jamie Coward, with Gary Vines in third. 2.3 seconds between third place and first. But that between Hardesty and Coward is 0.9. It's come down fractionally. Coward's put in his quickest lap, but Hardesty responded as well and has put in his quickest lap. So things just maintaining order. But Hardesty leads again at the end of lap 3. from number 36, Jamie Coward, and in third, number 23, Gary Vines. Then it's that duel between Davidson and Stimpson for fourth and fifth. Tom Snow, number 24, is in sixth. Seventh is number 20, James Ford. Eighth is number 55, Adrian Scaife. Ninth, number 99, Neil Champion. And 10th is number 118, Andy Saylor. With a battle royale at the top between Hardesty, Coward and Vines. The lap speeds are going up and up, lap on lap. Let's go out to Cross Four Ways and Roy Moore.
Be looking forward to see the footage of the boys, because they are absolutely together again. But who's going to get it into Cross Four Ways? They're side by side as they approach it, but it's Rhys Hardesty. But Jamie Coward just goes to the outside. He's thinking about making a move up the inside. And there's number 23. That's Gary Vines, third place for him. But the two race leaders going past Maggie's Cottage were absolutely side by side. It was a thought there that maybe up the inside by Jamie Coward, but he backed off and went to the outside. Number 4, Barry Davidson, is here now, and number 78, Dean Stimpson. So there's your first five through. The first five through Cross Four Ways on the fourth lap of this 8-lap race. 24 is here with us now. That's Tom Snow. So 6th place for him, and 7th place now for number 20. Yes, it is number 20. Number 20, James Ford. Certainly not blipping the throttle as much. Did that cruise to a halt as it went round the corner? I didn't hear it rev up, but certainly the race leaders are on the bridge.
They are seen 3 cross the bridge, 1, 2 emerge virtually together across the line. 40 from 36. The back and front wheels almost touching there as they cross the line. And they've made the break now on number 23, Gary Vines. It was 0.027. That's all that Rhys Hardesty leads number 40 over number 36, Jamie Coward. They were almost touching each other as they crossed the line virtually together. 4 and 78 continue their battle for 4th and 5th. And there's half a second between number 4, Barry Davidson, in 4th, and number 78, Dean Stimpson, in 5th place. There's number 24, Tom Snow, across the line. The lap speeds go up again. 98.952 miles per hour for 2nd place, Jamie Coward. 98.361 for Rhys Hardesty. The gap at the end of lap 3, as we've now reached half distance lap 4. Lap 3 margin was 0.9, and you can see that Coward's put in a quick one on lap 4 to close that margin here on the bypass to just 0.027. Let's hope they keep battling away, because we've got a great race to end the morning's racing here at the Blackford Financial Services Pre-TT Classic Races. Who's going to be leading at Cross Four Ways? Roy Moore.
What an ability to get off a 2-cylinder 4-stroke with all its advantages on the braking and to drop straight into a 2-stroke. And certainly it looks as though Jamie Coward has got the advantage into Cross Four Ways. Am I right? Yes, we are. 36 leads into Cross Four Ways for the first time from Rhys Hardesty 40. About 2 machine lengths, I would think, between them as they approach and go round the corner and head out towards Church Bends. And 3rd place for number 23, Gary Vines, but dropping a little bit further back, I think. You can hear him getting the needle soaring up into about 10, 12, 13, 14,000 revs as they go away, and then throttling it back and on the overrun as Barry Davidson, number 4, is here with us now on the Yamaha. But right behind him is 78, Dean Stimpson. So that's your first 5 through Cross Four Ways, and absolutely nothing in it. But I would just say Jamie Coward probably about a 2nd lead here at Cross Four Ways. Certainly the first time there's been a bit of distance from them, but in the opposite order as 24 is here now. Tom Snow, they're on the bridge. Over to you, Tim.
Thank you, Roy. Yes, so just waiting to see, is it going to be Coward that comes across the line first? It is, but he's got very close company from number 40, Rhys Hardesty. 0.140 of a second is all that separates number 36, Jamie Coward, from number 40. There's 3rd place, Gary Vines. Number 40, of course, in 2nd being Rhys Hardesty. And it's 12.5 seconds then back. They've made the break on Gary Vines, who's in 3rd, number 23. 2 more machines come over School Hill Rise. First of them, number 4, then it's number 78, the newcomer, Dean Stimpson. They've had a fantastic battle all the way round in this race. Lap 5 now completed, 3 more to go, but lap 5 quickest this time for him was Reece Hardesty at 98.642. 98.952, the quickest of the race. That was lap 4 for Jamie Coward, but Jamie Coward is the new race leader here on the start-finish line at the end of the lap. Gary Vines led on lap 1, then we've had 3 laps where number 40, Reece Hardesty, was leading, but now number 36 said he was the man on the move. Jamie Coward is your new race leader at the end of lap 5. Tom Snow through in 6th place, number 24. James Ford and Adrian Scaife, the only others through. Let's go to Roy at Cross Four Ways. What a race this is.
Certainly is. Got to make mention of 118, Andy Saylor, but I think there's been another change in the lead here across 4 ways. Let's just see we correct. Yes, it is. It's Reece Hardesty, but you could hardly see Jamie Coward behind him, but he is behind him. But that is the case at Cross 4 Ways. From the grandstand right through to the back part of the circuit and into Cross 4 Ways, it's Reece Hardesty who leads again this particular race from Jamie Coward. 3rd place, number 23. That's the same as it has been on previous laps. That's Gary Vines, who is safely through, and he's got the full length from the Billown dip down here to Cross 4 Ways into 3rd place, but certainly 4th and 5th is not resolved, and it's Barry Davidson from Dean Stimson. I think that has been the case on the previous laps, but that could all change as well. But at Cross 4 Ways on lap number 6, it is Reece Hardesty who leads, but only just from 2nd place, dear me, 36, Jamie Coward. Over to you, Tim.
That is 106 going through there, but here are our leaders, and it is 40 who's just got ahead now of Jamie Coward. 0.494 seconds is the lead that Hardesty has got, so another change in the lead here on the start-finish line at the end of lap 6. 98.692. That's Reece Hardesty's quickest of the race so far. There's number 23, Gary Vines, safely through in 3rd, but he's 18.5 seconds down on the leading duo. It's Hardesty from Coward then. 40 leads 36. Here's the battle for 4th and 5th. And it's still Barry Davidson that holds on to 4th position, number 4. And in 5th is number 78, Dean Stimpson. But again, there's only half a second separating Davidson and Stimpson, and they've been knocking 10 bells out of each other throughout this contest here. 24 across the line. That's 6th place for Tom Snow, but it is number 40, Reece Hardesty, that leads with 2 laps to go. Half a second, let's call it, ahead of number 36, Jamie Coward. Who's it going to be? It keeps changing between here and Cross 4 Ways, and then between Cross 4 Ways and here. Who on earth's going to be the leader this time at Cross 4 Ways? Let's go to Roy.
Andy Cowie, JP, just gone through the Murder Ramsey, so I don't know whether he'll get enough time now to get ahead of the 2 race leaders, but it looks as though it's still Reece Hardesty who leads here across 4 ways. The darker coloured fairing is first in, but right behind him is Jamie Coward. 36 and 40 are through, and just tipping it in and getting the power. The revs soar as they head towards Church Bends. One missed gear will see Jamie Coward past. The other way about as well is 106 is here with us now. 106, Brian Clark on the FZ Yamaha as the 3rd place man comes through. Number 23, as he has been on previous laps, Gary Vines safely through in 3rd place. I don't think we'll have time to get the battle between 4th and 5th through, but we want to get right on the pace and get who's going to be setting off on the last lap ahead. At the 7th lap across 4 ways, it is the race leader there, just about holding off Jamie Coward, but certainly what a battle that they're having. Reece Hardesty, they will be soonly with you, Tim.
Yeah, we've just seen machines across the bridge. We're waiting for them to emerge from the rise. One machine into view on his own, and that is 40. So he's made the break, or Jamie Coward's overshot somewhere. And here is Jamie Coward just looking behind as well, but Reese Hardesty 8.7. Jamie Coward really was almost sat up on the bike there as he went across, as he overshot at the corner, or certainly not at cross four ways, but something has happened somewhere, as in third now is Gary Vines. He crosses the line. He's touring. He has continued. We're hearing from Chris Kinley further down the bypass that Jamie Coward is touring somewhat. He certainly was sitting up on the bike, but Reese Hardesty it is who leads, and he's got an 8.7 second margin, and 98.724 miles per hour for Reese Hardesty on lap 7, his quickest, but not the quickest of the race. That belongs to Jamie Coward at 98.952. Well, it'll be fascinating to find out what happened, but maybe, I'm only speculating, it was an overshoot at Castletown Corner, perhaps, as 24 goes through. Fourth then is Barry Davidson, but again, there's hardly anything between him. And in fifth, 78, Dean Stimpson. And in sixth, number 24, Tom Snow. But it's Hardesty with a more comfortable lead. Roy Moore on the last lap.
Yeah, but will he know it? That's the thing about it. There's Andy Cowie going through now, and this looks like Reese Hardesty now. He probably will still have his head down unless he's had a quick look behind him. Certainly he's not slowed the pace down anything at all. His determined look on his face as he went through. Let's just see. No, he's changing up quite. He's going up through the box a lot sooner, so he's preserving that engine. He's just knocking the revs back now. Half the revs that he's been using on the previous laps when he's been trying to stave off the challenge off Jamie Coward. But will Jamie Coward tour through? Remember, there's a few bob to be won on this if you can get through, but it doesn't look like it because the second machine is interview now, and it is Gary Vines. So if he attempted to start, that would be second place now for number 23, Gary Vines. So for 7 laps, the entertainment value as they battled it out, but it looks as though a Reese Hardesty, but there is Jamie Coward, so he's holding on to third at the moment, and number 106, can he stave off the challenger Barry Davidson? But the race leader will be with you, Tim.
Yes, we're looking up the road and 2 machines emerge, and it is a punch of the air from Reese Hardesty as he took the checkered flag at the end of a dramatic Jeff Duke Junior Superbike post-classic race. And we assume it's going to be Gary Vines in second and Jamie Coward in third. Reese Hardesty is ecstatic. We don't want to miss the reaction from him. I'll confirm to Chris who's in second and third. A joyful Reese Hardesty is your race winner, Chris Kinley.
He is, and you know what? He's always smiling under that lid, and I think the smile is going to be even better now. So yeah, get that bike up onto the podium. It deserves it. We'll get second place. Gary Vines confirmed in that second place, number 23. And we're just waiting to see who's going to get that third place. Is Jamie Coward going to get it? When he came past here, the clutch was slipping its head off, and we did think he was going to pull in, but he did apparently stop very quickly at Ballycagan, maybe just adjusting it, backed it off a little bit. But yeah, here's Gary Vines confirmed in that second place. And Barry Davison has got for third place. So in number 4, Barry Davison has got third place. Let's have a word then with Reese if we can. Reese, well, how does that make you feel?
Well, before I start...
No swearing.
No swearing. I'll be on best behaviour. Promise. Mum's in the paddock. That was solely for King and Castletown. That's what that was for.
Good man. Okay. All right. You and Jamie Coward. What a hell of a battle.
Hey, we're having a scrap. I give him the V's going down the start and finish straight. And he brought it back through. It was brave, some of the moves. I mean, no one knows a place like him. No one knows a place like him. And to keep scrapping and just hold on, I thought he was going to have me. I was waiting. I looked behind him coming out of church, and he was there in the slipstream. I thought, flipping heck, he's coming in for tea, like. But yeah, no, it was all right. It was all right. She's played hard to get all week, that 250, with practice. She's been playing like a posh Penarth bird, like, you know, playing hard to get. But yeah, no, she's all right. She's all right. She's done well.
Jamie had clutch problems on the last lap, which kind of let you go.
He was struggling to get out of the turns, and I thought, well, I'll just sit behind him and watch him. And yeah, it sort of come together, like, you know. And I just sort of kept pushing, and the brake lever was coming away from you. It was going spongy, and I thought, don't cook it. I cooked it on the first lap, actually, in the 4 ways a little bit, but got it stopped and it let Gary back through. But fair dues to Gary as well. He's ridden fantastic. Like, you know, I know he's been struggling this week, so it's nice to see like all friendly faces about the place, you know.
Absolutely. Well done, Reese.
Thank you very much.
Well done, Reese. Good man. Cheers. And here's Gaz. Here he is. Well, Gaz, how was that?
Yeah, hard work.
You were leading off the line.
Yeah, it would have been nice to have been able to keep up with that pace. I don't know my way around here as well as Reese and Jamie, but I thought if I can get away and then stick behind them, it would make my life a bit easier. But I've got a fractured wrist, and after the third lap, I just couldn't hold it. The shock going through the bars was too much, and all my right arm's doing all the work trying to steer the bike and that, and I just couldn't keep with them. So, but I mean, I could see they were having a really good ride. It looked like it was pretty close, was it?
No, Jamie had a clutch problem. Yeah, it was close.
I was winding my clutch in on the adjuster on the last couple of laps just because my left hand was getting so lazy on the bars, like I was holding on to it a bit too much. But the important thing for us this weekend was just getting that bike good for the classic, like. So, but yeah, the bike's ace, really good.
Well done.
Cheers, thanks.
That race is better. Cheers, and we'll get our third place man, Barry. Where is he? And Barry Davison, I think an unexpected third place, but you and Dean Simpson having a good battle again.
Yeah, me and Dean was having a good run. We've had some good runs back home in Ireland when he comes over to race, so it's always nice to run with someone you know as well. Like, so no, it was good.
You're an experienced chap around here. A lot of crowd around. Track conditions good.
Yeah, track conditions fantastic. You know, just a little bit of wind coming back towards Castletown. When you come out of Great Meadow, you can find it a wee bit blustery, like, but perfect for racing a motorbike.
Well done, Barry.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. A few spits of rain just coming in now. Hopefully that's going to clear off. I think Peter Duke's going to get ready to do the presentation on this one. Is it Peter Duke that's doing it? Yeah, I've spoke to. He's on the phone at the moment. I'm not sure who he's to. Probably to his lawyer. I don't know. But I think we're ready to go, Peter. I think we are ready to go with the presentation. Oh, okay. And it's Mike from Duke, is it? Okay. Okay, guys, ready to go. In third place, number 4 is Barry Davison. Well done to Barry. Second place for number 23, that's Gary Vines. And a well-deserved race winner for number 40, Reese Hardesty. So there we go. Reese will get the award. He'll get the lovely bit of jewellery. He'll also get the red cap on his hat for the first time around here at the Billown circuit. I know he's been up on podiums here before. We'll just have to check back on that. Okay, so third place for number 4, Barry Davison. Second place for number 23, Gary Vines. And just about to get the laurel over his neck is number 40. That is Reese Hardesty. That's your front 3, Tim, in the Jeff Duke Superbike race. Thanks very much to Duke once again for sponsoring this one. And we'll hand it back to you to wrap things up.
Yeah, and certainly Reese Hardesty wasn't holding back, as on lap 8, quickest of the race and only just outside James Cowton's lap record. Reese Hardesty 99.257, and the lap record is 99.426. It's 300ths of a second between the time of Hardesty and the time there of James Cowton. So that is the morning done and dusted at the Blackford Financial Services pre-TT Classic Road Racers. Roads are about to reopen, and they will close again at 1:05. At 1:25, race 6 is the singles race over 6 laps. 2:10, race 7, the 500cc Senior Classic over 8. 2:55, 5:3, race 8 is the Post-Classic Senior Superbikes. 8 laps due there. And then at 3:40, race 9, the last of the races, is the second of the sidecar races over 4 laps. Roads will open before 4:15, but as I say, they will close shortly. Will reopen at 1:05, and we'll be back on air to bring you, hopefully, weather permitting, an afternoon of racing from 1:10, from 1:10 this afternoon. In the meantime, we'll hand it back to Broadcasting House.